Okay, another episode on the economy, which sucks. Yeah, 40-year high inflation rate. 40 years since the Democrats got in. And this all started to happen when the Democrats get in. They started to shut down our oil industry, or the Keystone pipeline that would be shipping oil down into the U.S. from Canada. And what happened? Well, all of our trucking industry runs on oil. Obviously, all of our cars run on oil. And so that shut down. I mean, it just got crazy, the prices, because our trucking industry that has to go across the country, the prices, it skyrocketed. Everything skyrocketed when they cut off our oil. I know that Biden's trying to, and Harris are trying to blame the Russians. I don't know. I haven't understood that whole argument, because we get our oil from the Middle East. I don't know if we get any oil from Russia. If we do, it's not much. But they're trying to blame the Russians. We've sanctioned the Russians, and I'm sure they could sanction us in some way. But anyway, the Democrats are pushing the clean and green, which is basically go over to electric cars. They don't want you running, your vehicles on gas and diesel and all that stuff. Gasoline and diesel. They want you to go clean and green. So anyway, I came across the country, 3,500 miles, and I only saw one station where you could hook up your car to charge up the batteries. The electric cars run on batteries, not gasoline. So they have no infrastructure in place. So basically, it's going to shut down our whole economy. We're in a major recession right now. Average prices of food is 10 to 40% up. Average prices of gasoline is 48% in most states, but 63% in California. California is really bad. Everyone's leaving California. 150,000 people they've determined are leaving California because the inflation is so high. They can't afford the rent. They can't afford the gas. They can't afford the food, because everything's skyrocketing. I keep going through the steak section for at the food store, and I still haven't seen a steak under $15. It's crazy. I was paying $3.50 for a T-bone, a thin sliced T-bone steak in Pennsylvania. And now I came out here. I'm in Arizona. April 2022. All this stuff is cracking down. So we're in a major recession. Inflation is all-time high, at least 40 years. It's never been this high before. And so things are going to get much worse if we allow these Democrats to continue to change the policies that President Trump had in place. President Trump was, he was an all-out, fighter for this country. America's first. But these Democrats, they're like, they want to blame everybody else. Since they got in office, they changed all the laws, which screwed up everything that Trump had put in place. They've canceled all those good laws for our oil industry. The border control now, is nothing. There's no border control since Trump got out. These Democrats, they closed down all those regulations, so 150,000 people a month are, illegal aliens, and many of them are repeat offenders, sex offenders, child traffickers, drug trafficking, all that now, because they took all those regulations down and they stopped building the wall and all that. They're all coming through again. They're all from, South America, Central America, and Mexico is primarily coming up. And now we got to foot the bill to keep them alive. Me and you, our taxes are going to skyrocket. So now we're paying for their food and their shelters and stuff since they came up here. I mean, that's the way it works. So anyway, our tax is going to go crazy. But the increase in inflation is costing a family of three an average. It's since President Biden got in, Sleepy Joe has gone up $300 to $350 a month. Your bills, food bills, gas bills, gasoline for your car, heating, energy, rent, all those things are going up significantly. From anywhere from 5% on some things and 20% on other things and 40 to 60% on other things, and that all adds up to that extra $300 a month. So most people can't afford that. They're not being paid. As the vice president of some oil company, the average person, 95% of people are close to poverty right now. And if this continues, we're in a major recession, but we will be in a depression where I think we're almost in a depression right now, because the soup lines where to give food to people have increased by 5 times. Instead of 1 block long, they're 5 blocks long. Where the food banks. So it's getting really bad. People are out of work. They're getting evicted. The government did put up some regulations to try to prevent that. Because everybody would literally be out on the street. That's how it is. You got the 5% who are very wealthy, and you got the 95%, and almost no middle class anymore. So things are going to be really bad in 2023. If things don't change and you hire a Republican like President Trump, hopefully he'll come back, and he'll turn things around. He did when he got into office, because things were going really bad when Obama got in there. He was promising cheap medical care and all that. And I went to the website, and I have no pre-existing conditions. I'm not on medications. I don't do drugs. And I was getting quotes of $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year, and I have no medical conditions. But Obama kept saying one of the reasons why he got in there is the poor people, people on welfare and stuff. Some of them were only paying $50 a month. The real poor people. And I'm not rich, but $12,000 a year. I'm not I'm not wealthy. I couldn't afford it. So I didn't get any health care. Everybody else that was poor. That's why he was elected. So he lied to us, Obamacare and cheap medical, all that crap. It was all lies. So I changed over from the Democratic Party, because I had voted for him, to the Republican Party. So because I saw all these changes, these electric cars that get 100 miles, where are you going to go on 100 miles? You might not get to work. You're not going to see your relatives in the next state over. You're not going to go to Disney World anymore, or vacations, or anything on 100 miles. And there's no stations to charge up your vehicle, other than at your house. 100 miles. That's that's BS. What the Democrats are pushing, all that crap. They're pushing windmills, and much of the country has no wind, or it might have some wind, a couple of days, a month. So you're not getting electric power. They're pushing the solar, which is going to cost on average about $40,000 to hook up a good solar system that's going to, run your home. About 40 grand. I figured $39,525, something like that. So they're pushing that. And it's great in the western states, there's no clouds, but the whole rest of the country, 90% of the country has clouds. As soon as the cloud goes over and it shades that panel, the whole system shuts down. Nothing charges. So you got a bunch of idiots in there. That Governor Newsom, you know, they're trying to impeach him. They only have to get, well, they have about 450,000 people in California want to impeach him. They got to get, I think it's 500,000. So they have to get a few more thousand people, and then legally he can be impeached. So, you know, you got total idiots in there. And look, you know, in California, and I'm not sure about Pelosi. I think she's from California too, but certainly Harris is. So it's a very corrupt state. They're the only state, well, they're the first state to legalize illegal drugs. You know, they're all smoking dope now. You know, I don't do pot. I don't take any medications. I don't do drugs. And when I see their eyes, these people are stoned. I mean, you know, when I was a kid, I smoked pot. I admit it, and I was around people that smoke pot. And I can tell just looking at their eyes that they're glassy, they're bloodshot, they're acting really weird. Biden's falling asleep. I think he's just on medications, heavy medications. You know, our commander-in-chief of our armed forces, he's sleeping on the job. I mean, he was just caught recently. International meeting, very important. And he was caught on tape, passing out in his seat. You know, if a war broke out with China or Russia, for example, they got submarines, nuclear submarines, with nuclear missiles on them. And they said it would take about 7 minutes for them to hit all of our major cities along the coastline. And Sleepy Joe is, you know, our president, is asleep. 7 minutes and it's done deal. We get attacked. You can't have a president sleeping on the job. President Trump, when he was in there, man, he was all powerful. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink alcohol. He was going all over the country. He was checking the Mexican border, which is also screwed up. 150,000 people a month now since the Democrats got in. Child molesters, drug traffickers, repeat offenders, sex offenders, and stuff like that are all coming through now because he shut down all the regulations, you know, and he shut down the wall, the finishing sections of the wall. So all these immigrants from South America, Central America, Mexico and stuff are coming in through those little openings in the wall. He shut all that down. And so now you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it in your taxes. You know, the money doesn't come out of the air. What happens to fund all these things, to feed all these illegal aliens, and a lot of them are nasty. I mean, a lot of them are really bad. Bad people. Not all of them, but, you know, a lot of them. And so that's what we're dealing with. 40-year high inflation rates. $350 a month more in your rent, in your overall prices that you have to pay for things. Okay, 100-mile electric cars. Okay. So anyway, you know, like 150,000 people a year leaving California. California is just corrupt, totally corrupt. The people are all stoned. 150,000 a year because they can't afford living there. So anyway, I thought I'd do this episode. Wake up people, because by next year we're going to be seeing long soup lines. You might be in that soup line. Okay, this is Eagle Eric signing out.